Go live. It is saying we're live. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. There is a bit of a delay.
Yes, good morning, everybody.
There's
Good
Melanie.
morning.
Deb is here this
Been worried
morning.
about you, Giovanna.
Deb is here this morning, and Giovanna is here this morning. And I'm really just going to cut fabric. I'm going to let Deb and Giovanna just talk.
I don't see it live. Okay, here it goes now.
Okay, good morning, Melanie.
Good morning, good
YouTube
morning.
is really
Good morning,
Yeah, there's a big
Denise.
delay.
Good morning, Joe. There is a delay, and the delay is generally on YouTube side. So if you say any dirty words, they can take you down right away. If you say anything that's
Okay, that's not
they-
appropriate. Good
yeah.
morning, Joe. Good morning, Melanie.
Good morning, Dawn.
Dawn, good morning. Denise, good morning.
sorry.
We were having interesting conversation in the background.
Yeah.
Before we went live, interesting conversation.
No, not YouTube content.
They take us down.
But we could all relate.
Something, yes.
All
we
of
could
us
all
could
relate.
Most of us. Most of us. Not every single one of us.
Well, all of us up here on the panel.
Yeah. We'll have to tell you about it one day.
Good morning, Miss Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's been a long time since we've seen you all. Less than 12 hours.
Yeah.
Well, no, a little bit more than
Good morning, Joanna.
I'm just glad I made it through yesterday.
Oh, you did a very good job.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Mm-hmm. You did. You did.
Yeah, I only had 2 streams going. And the 3. I had 2.
Well, I only saw one. I'm making little noses for my gnomes.
I'm gonna make you big so you can show what you're making.
I'm making these balls with thread. I take this part of the thread that I throw, that is to be thrown away, and I make these little balls with them. And they become my noses for my gnomes, which is, let me open it so I can show you. This one is the one I had already shown, but I finished it finally. Yeah, and the back is with buttons as well. The nose is thread. It's all recycled.
So cute.
Apart from the beards that I'm using yarn, and I'm making some more. So it's stuff that I've had for ages, for years. So it's, yeah, that's what I've been doing this morning. And cleaning out my sewing machine area.
Dawn says she just got back from the grocery store. Dang,
that's my kind of group.
What time is it there, Dawn?
She wants to know how to make how you make the thread balls stick together.
Yeah. Okay, so what you do is you make it into a ball, and then you start winding thread around it. Now I'm using a bit of thread that was already in the ball, and then you get I've got my thread on my sewing machine, and then you start twirling thread around it until you've got it into a nice ball. This is going to be a bit too small, but anyway. And then with a needle, you just poke the needle through. You thread the needle with the thread, and you poke it through and stitch. until it's and then you make little knots, and then you just poke the thread through the balls until it sticks. You see, this is already quite solid, but it's too small, so I'll have to add to it. There was a tutorial that I followed from another lady. I cannot remember her name, really. But if you go look and up thread beads or fabric beads, you can find it. Yep.
I guess gnomes are all the rage right now, because when I was in Hobby Lobby yesterday, they had almost a full section with gnome beards, gnome hair, gnomes, balls of thread. Yes, Melanie, balls of thread.
Yeah. Balls of thread. It's a good way when you have a basket full of, I rip my fabric. When you have a lot of thread like this from the fabric, why throw it? You make balls, and then you can make beads. You make the beads out of them. And I have made bigger ones and smaller ones, and I have a ton of them.
Good
You
morning,
just make
Jess.
balls.
Yeah. And then, of course,
Wow.
I don't know if you all have seen this, but I also made, out of these, I made little bees.
That's cute. Now, Giovanna, I don't have time for all that. I really don't.
I'm practically retired. I'm at home all the time, so
I don't have time for that. If I sat on the chair making next to my husband making these little thread balls, he'd think I'm crazy.
He thinks she needs to go to the funny farm.
Yup. But those bees are cute. Bee balls.
Bee balls.
Yeah.
Big balls.
I sit in the kitchen and watch TV while I'm doing it. So
yeah,
I'm watching Star Trek Voyager. I want to finish the whole series. I'm on the sixth series, and there's another one left to go. So I keep just to keep myself company and not bite my nails.
We've been rewatching or watching Castle, and I told my husband, the last season is horrible of Castle. They dragged that season on.
No, I haven't watched that.
Melanie, big balls and bee balls, too much time. Well, Melanie, you've got your grandson, but I don't know. When I retire, I don't know what I'm going to do.
You're going to quilt?
You're going to sew.
I'm going to sew.
But I don't like crafting all the time.
I have discovered that I do not like crafting very much. I try different crafts, and
yes, Joanna, I'm having a bubble.
And I just decided I'm not really a crafter. I'm not
either.
I'm not a Joe. I like quilting. Quilting is what gives me peace, and what now that's not to say that when I finally retire or have a little bit more time on my hands, that I won't enjoy other types of crafty projects. But like those quilted postcards, I sew a couple and it's like, I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want to keep doing this. I could be making a quilt right now.
I have to do this. My daughter bought it for me, and I have to do it.
Oh, Rob, you're funny.
Yeah.
I know, Joe. You are a crafter by nature. You create some of the cutest crafts.
Yeah, the Joannas are similar because my
Mhm.
name in English is Joanna. So, and then there's Joanna and Joe, and we're all from the same name. I love crafting. I do
Good
all
morning.
type, but I
Good
go in
morning,
phases.
Annette.
Good morning, Annette. How are you doing today?
She started going to PT.
Good morning, Zaza.
Morning, Zaza. Joe says, I found out that Faultless makes the Magic brand of their starched for quilters.
Mel- Melanie, I do not think that as long as you have children, young children in your home, that that should be called retirement. That's not retirement. Children in themselves is a job, and then anything else
Yeah.
is your extra jobs.
Well, I told my kids as I had to grow my kids all by myself, I didn't have any oopla. What happened?
Huh?
Sorry, I went off for a bit.
Oh,
I touched something and it disappeared. As I grew up my kids all by myself, I had no grandparents to look after them or anything. I said to my kids, I will come and see them, but I'm not babysitting. If you want to have kids, you look after them yourselves.
oh no,
Yep.
I enjoy my grandkids because I have no other family. So I enjoy being around my grandkids, and I get very sad when I do not see them for a while. They're a little
Denise
Yeah,
has
expensive.
I want to see them. I want to play with them and whatever, but I'm not going to babysit.
Oh, I don't
Annette
mind babies.
says she's decent. She had her best night of sleep, 4 hours followed by 3 hours.
Oh, great.
Oh,
That
that's
is
great.
wonderful.
Great. Sleep helps recover.
After
It helps
this
the
kiddo,
healing.
there won't be any more. Yeah, I love it when my grandkids come and stay with me for weeks.
Yeah, but
And
how old are they?
They're teenagers.
no, they're the
Well, preteen.
the youngest is 8, but they've always stayed with me for a while, even when they because I practically raised the oldest one when he was a baby. I actually quit my job so I could help raise him the first year, and then
Wow.
I went back to work because we have no family, and she would have had to have a sitter. So when you're limited in family members, you kind of do what you have to do. But
Yeah, well, I have to have sitters all the time.
yeah, she didn't. Well, she couldn't afford a sitter.
Well, I couldn't either. That's why I quit my job and I I did babysitting, uh, not regular jobs. I did a lot of babysitting where I could keep my kids with me, and then I started teaching in the school where my kids went. So I was doing the after school, the afternoon school, and I
Oh,
was teaching English and art, crafting mostly. And my kids could stay with me, so I was able to feed them because it was not easy.
Hmm.
And asking social assistants help all the time, that brings them into your house, which is one thing I don't want. And so I did what
Well,
I could.
yeah, that's one thing is my daughter does not qualify for assistance. And so she's never even received that type of any type of government assistance. So we have always been here for them, and but
She's lucky.
as they get older, when I raised her, it was I had no family, so I did it all myself, and I made a point. I determined that if she ever had children, I would make certain that I would help her.
But you had your husband.
Well, he worked. He was in the military. So when your
I didn't
spouse,
have that either.
when your
I
house is
had
in the, you're pretty much you're doing it by yourself.
yeah, but I kicked him out when he was when Isabel was 2 years old
Mm-hmm.
because he was abusive, and so I kicked him out. And he never paid child support. I had to always take him to court and everything, and it was a mess. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Giggles, what are you doing today?
I'm gonna try free motion quilting again. I'm gonna try. I got that minky stuff on the back. Oh my god. When I get these 3 done, I don't ever want to see Minky again.
No, I would never put Minky with free motion quilting.
Oh my gosh. So I'm glad it's for the kids because I'll do the basting around it and then I'll do some lines across it and then I'm done because I am tired of messing with it. They're cute. They're really cute, but Lord, they're going to have me in the insane asylum by the time I'm done.
Oh, and for all of you that do not know, Mona did not win.
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't. Oh, poor Mona.
She says she's an L.
She's a loser.
Loser.
Yeah, like she says, loser.
Loser.
I was nice though, and I told her that's okay. We still like her.
Yeah, although I was looking forward to my cut.
Yeah.
She said she wasn't going to give it to you anyway, so.
I know, and you cannot guilt Mona into doing anything. You if Mona says no, Mona says no. So there, but I would have tried.
I have to.
Don't you love me? If you love me, you'd throw 10% of that away.
Sorry about me blowing my nose, but I'm getting out of the flu.
Joe said Pinky and FMQ. Minky. But Pinky, yeah, I don't think I would want a free motion quilt Minky. That's not to say it hasn't been done, and I've watched people do it. I think my hands would be sweating, my body would be sweating, everything.
I have an idea for you, Deb.
Yeah.
Put paper underneath. So the Minky does not get stuck on anything. On the Minky side, put paper.
Well, you know.
So it would slide better.
I didn't think this would be this big of a problem because it's not. They're not that big. Well, they are that big when you put them on with the Minky. But they're for my littlest grandkids.
Try to do a sample piece with a piece of fabric, the Minky, and then put a piece of paper underneath and see how it goes. That way, most probably it will slide better and it will catch less. Then you'll have to take the paper out. That's the only problem.
I wasn't having a problem with it catching. I was having a problem because it was so heavy.
Yeah.
And I had to keep picking it up, and I put it back on my lap, and then it'd slide off my lap again. I have to pick it up again.
Well, I had to make a video.
It was like every 4 inches or 5 inches, and I had to do that.
I had to make a video earlier this morning, and I had to have my husband help get a quilt, and he was going to hold it for me. And that thing is so big, and it is so heavy. And all I could think of, good morning, Joy T and Andrea. All I could think of is, how did I get that under my sewing machine?
Morning, Andrea.
How was I able to do it?
And and I can't find my walking foot anywhere.
You can't find it?
No,
It's there somewhere.
it is because I
When
had
you
it.
stop looking for it, it will come
I
out
was
of
in
hiding.
the kitchen, and then when I moved everything in here, I don't know what happened to it.
It might be on the ground somewhere.
No, I've looked
No.
because Honey would have had it.
Oh.
Mm.
So I have looked in all of the drawers in here, everything I've looked, and I cannot
And,
find it.
and I'm thinking that walking foot, if you try to free motion quilt, will probably, well, you don't use it for free motion quilting, but
No,
even if you try to straight line quilt it, that walking foot would be your best friend as far as trying to keep everything from slipping.
yeah, Zaza, I've seen that. I watched the video where she was explaining how she concocted all that and put the pulleys and stuff on it.
Mm.
That's weird.
Well, she attaches her quilt to it and then pulls on the pulley, and it pulls it up away from her so it's not in her lap or nothing, and she can free motion quilt easier.
So
Well, now that it's cold, it's okay.
having a table behind you also helps.
Yeah.
Because when I free motion quilt large quilts and I free motion quilt queen size and king size, but I have my other table behind me, and then I also have my little rolly cart that helps support the weight. And so there is not a lot over my lap, and I could not do it over my shoulder like some people do. But most of it sits on my table, and that table is supporting the weight. And as long as
Yeah, you're lucky to have the space.
Yeah.
I have a
because
shelf just behind my sewing machine, and it's full. So
when I
there's no
first
way.
when I first started doing it and I just had my sewing table, it was really hard to manipulate, but having my table behind me makes it a lot easier.
Joe says it's ironic that she has 3 walking foot.
Good morning, Tasha. How are you? And
Morning,
what
Tasha.
see, Zaza, that's what if you have one of those long tables, that's a good place to quilt because that will support the weight of your quilt, whether you straight line quilt or you free motion quilt.
Yeah, I have to rearrange. I have to change my bed. I have to make it get a smaller bed. It's I can't explain it. It's half of a bed less from my one. I have got a double bed. That's for
Mhm.
two mattresses, normal single bed mattresses.
I'm surprised
And
Tasha is up. She burns the midnight oil. She's a late. She likes to stay.
Joydy does too.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
Joyty
sorry.
usually is sleeping at this time. That's what
I'm
she said
so,
last night.
I'm sorry, Giovanna. I
Well,
didn't mean to.
no, it's okay.
Zaza says get a
Yeah,
3/4 bed.
yeah, that type of bed. So I have more space around me, but the bed is big enough for me to sleep in as I sleep alone with the cats.
With the cats. So the cats will find their own
Well,
place.
yeah, I say you gotta have a bigger bed for all the pets.
Yeah. No, a single bed is it's no way will I sleep on a single bed. Not ever.
So you're on a double. Is that what they decided you
Yeah,
were
it's the bed I
on?
bought. I bought it 35 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
maybe more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The mattresses have been changed, but
Joydy's still in bed.
Y'all, I've been awake since 2:30 this morning.
wow.
I've been up since 4.
Oh,
No,
Tasha
I
said,
get up at
I was up till midnight, but my kids take no mercy on me.
I got up at 8 after I went to sleep. It was like 2 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
So I had a good night's sleep.
I've been awake. I've actually been doing things. Like I said, I had to make a video this morning, but I've been doing things. Anymore. I only get 4.5 hours of sleep, and that's it.
Tasha's still in bed too.
Oh, is she? she's doing the Mona thing. A lot of times Mona's just watching in her bed.
Yeah, I do that too. When it's my nighttime, I'm in bed watching and chatting.
Well, Joe got 2.5 hours of sleep last night. Joanna,
you win. You win.
Yeah. So now we have to say how the right way to say certain words in Italian. Which were the words?
Okay. So,
Tony.
huh?
Tony.
No, that was Parone.
That was yesterday's one.
Yeah.
Okay, Lisa, you said it right. It's torrone. Torrone, because it's got two R's. You have to pronounce both of them, and you have to roll the R's. It's not easy for an English-speaking person. Torrone. Whereas, what was the other one? There was another one. Ricotta. You have to pronounce both the C's and both the T's in the word. In Italian, you have to pronounce every single letter that you find in the word. Even the last one. Not like French. In French, you don't pronounce the last.
In the South, we prefer to drop as many letters as possible. We're lazy. Just drop them all.
Well, in Italian, you have to say them all. Otherwise, they won't understand you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was lucky that the vowels are the same as in Swahili. So I picked them up pretty quickly. But the R's are difficult for me still. I don't pronounce them right. Tasha can't pronounce ricotta, but she can eat it.
That's right. Yeah, Tasha, that's a good one. That's a good one. Some people make lasagna here, not Italian lasagna, but they'll make lasagna here and they'll put cottage cheese in their lasagna, and it's like, where's the ricotta? Where's the ricotta? Where's the ricotta?
Lasagna, the word lasagna is used in error, but because, like, if you have, we have a dish that's called parmigiano, and it's made with vegetables and white sauce, the bechamel, and cheese. The same way you make lasagna, but in layers. But it's called parmigiana. It's not lasagna. Lasagna is basically pasta, the egg pasta, white sauce, and ragu, which is the meat sauce, and cheese, Parmesan cheese. Parmigiano. That's another word that I wanted to say. Parmigiano. So that's my lesson of Italian for today.
Thank you. Thank you. Deb, would you like to give a lesson in how you pronounce it?
No. Joydy says, what is turung again?
Okay, yeah, I will. I'll be back in a sec. I will show you exactly what it is. It is made with egg whites, sugar, and it's like a meringue, but with
that sounds like meringue.
But it's with nuts in it, and mostly they use almonds, but they do put even cashew nuts. No, cashew, no. What those? The ground nuts. I can't remember what. Peanuts. Let me go and get one so I can show you what it is. I've got one in the fridge.
Well, hurry back because I have a question for you. But Zaza. So what is up with beetroots? Every time I watch something on the British cooking channel or a Brit cooking thing, everybody eats beetroots. It's like they add beetroots to savory dishes, sweet dishes. Hey Sheila, Tasha said that sounds amazing. And Deb is just turning away from us.
I got here as quickly as I could because I'm very slow. This is Torone. It's, I don't know if you can see it properly. On the side here, it has that bread, that unleveling bread that they use to make, you know, the thing you take when you do at Mass, the body of Christ.
Unleavened bread?
Yeah, that's on this, on the sides, so that it can be, you know, they line the trays with it, and today is the feast of this. We get it freshly made. It's like about a week old or 2 weeks old max.
Joy Tea, when I looked at it, you guys remember, I don't even know if they still sell it.
Yeah,
But that
rice
one
paper.
that one candy bar that was called Big Hunk, that's what it reminded me of. Good morning, Fern King. How are you? Thank you for joining. But it reminds me of
Good morning, Fern.
Deb, do you remember the Big Hunks? Do they still sell that? It was that white, it was like a white, gooey. It came in a bar and it was called Big Hunk, but that's what it reminded me of. It's a big hunk.
Well, here this is called torrone, and Zaza says it's nugget with rice paper.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. More nougat than it did meringue.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And what do you use it for? Is it a snack?
You eat it. It's delicious.
But it's a snack. It's
It's a
not
sweet. You can
so
eat it after lunch. You can eat it for breakfast. You can eat it whenever you feel like.
so it's not something that you incorporate in a meal.
No, it's something that
Okay.
you eat. It's on its own. You get different types. You get the soft type. This is a soft type, and then
Mm-hmm.
you get you get the hard, and then you get the one that breaks. That becomes it. It's the way they're cooked, practically.
So you know what I'm talking about when I say big hunks? I don't remember seeing it. I don't remember seeing half the candy from our youth. Oh, Zaza's what you'd call candy? Okay.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
type of candy, but it's a lot more nutritious than candy because it's got the egg whites, which means it's got protein, and it's got the nuts, the almond nuts, which is good for you. But then obviously there's the sugar in it, which is not that good, but still, you can live on this. If you need to survive, this will help you.
I've never
It's
heard
got
of it.
both. No, I used to send it to my sister every Christmas. This is the first Christmas that I haven't sent anything because she died in January,
Mm-hmm.
and she was a carnivore. She would eat only meat, but this she would eat once a year because we get it for Christmas, and we usually eat it at Christmas. It's not, we don't see it all year round in the shops.
When I lived in Bermuda, there were a couple of items that, you can't get stateside. We haven't been able to find it stateside since we left. But they used to have sweets that were not sweet that I really liked. And,
Zaza sneakers are different.
hmm,
No, Zaza's saying the definition is sneakers.
it's delicious. I eat the whole thing bite by bite. It's a snack. I never heard of that. So
Yeah. And
divinity candy.
my sister used to get it in Canada. She used to get them, but they were stale because by the time they get taken out of customs and a thing because it's food stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I used to send it by DHL, and I would make a 1 kilo box with Parmesan cheese, Parmigiano, this and some things that I made for her. And I would spend like 60 to 100 euros to send her a present. Not thinking of the value of the stuff inside. Just
Zaza,
postage.
I'm trying to, if I'm going to pay up at all, I'm going to have to for the kids. But
I have a small tree. I think it's 2 foot. That's what's going up for me this year.
I haven't put a tree up since my kids left home. And
what's a padunk?
now my daughter's back.
What is a padunk? You guys are just teaching me new words.
What's the word that she was saying?
Padunk.
Padunk?
Podunks.
Podunks, yeah.
Who was saying that?
Joydy. She says she lives in North Carolina now with the Podunks.
Ah.
I don't know that. I don't know that word. Hi, Shelley. How are you?
Hi, Shelley.
Oh, Tasha, how are you feeling?
Have fun, Zaza.
Did you bruise yourself at all? Are you feeling better? Did you have any after effects from your little
fiasco?
Yeah, I wasn't quite trying to.
Might as well use a big word since we're learning all these big words this morning.
Yeah, I was trying to be really delicate since your bum met the floor. So
Giovanna Joydy says that they're Southerners. No disrespect intended. I knew what she meant. They're even talked about on that show Outer Banks. That's a really good show, and they talk about the podunks.
Yeah,
Lisa, carry on.
I was going to say that there's some terminology that I do not know slangs for. I mean, there's some terminology that I used growing up.
What happened? She's frozen.
Frozen.
Oh.
Am I
Lisa,
just tell
you're
me
doing
when
the
I'm
time
back.
walk as well.
Just tell me when I'm back.
You're back.
You're back.
Yeah, it's my internet. You know,
you're copying Danelle.
Well, the internet does not like the code. And so sometimes the morning internet is really bad. But there's some terminology that is fine for us to say in Hawaii, but you come to the States and you can't say it because somebody gets offended. And it's like, well, we call ourselves that. You know, we refer to ourselves as that. I'm not offended. Why should you be offended for for me speaking about myself? But whatever.
Here in Italy, we say terrone, different from torone, terrone, for the people that come from the south. And it is an insult.
Sheila, I live in one of those places. I live in, well, I shouldn't say that because we're getting a Taco Bell. I mean,
what is up? Big time.
We got one pizza restaurant and we're getting a Taco Bell.
Big time.
Yeah.
So she can go to the bathroom.
The town I lived in, the town I lived in, live in, for a while they used it as a movie set that are downtown. They had fixed it up and they used it for a movie set for several different movies. And then
Oh,
it was just not maintained. Things, money dried up, and really everything went to Atlanta. That's where everybody thinks the South is Atlanta, and Atlanta is not the South. I don't care what they say. Atlanta is not the South. Atlanta is a hybrid of Southerners, Northerners, people from everybody who have just kind of made
isn't
their
it in
own.
the middle? Isn't
Huh?
it in the middle of 4 states?
It's Atlanta is towards the north
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
Georgia. But Atlanta is not the South. If you go to Atlanta, you have not experienced the South. You have experienced some craziness, but you have not experienced the South of Georgia. We live
When I was in elementary school, everybody made fun of how I talked. And they're like, "Where are you from?" And they'd say all these southern states, and I'd look at them and I say, "No, I'm from southern Iowa."
Melissa,
If you
yeah,
look
you
at
have.
the state, it's in the very middle, all the way at the bottom. I
so
was
Zaza's back
born
for a
down
minute.
there, and I'm 10 miles from Missouri.
Did you miss us, Zaza?
Hacksaw required.
So Melissa was saying that they have a lot of movies made in Augusta. Now, Augusta represents the South more than Atlanta does. I mean,
Yes, I know it's in Georgia.
most of us
Thank you, Sheila.
Georgians, whether born or transplanted Georgians, our preference is not to be in Atlanta. I mean, they're just our. I would not even go to QuiltCon because I just would not go up to Atlanta.
Is it so bad?
It's not for me if you're from a small town.
It's a big city.
Oh,
It's
Atlanta.
like
Atlanta is crazy. If you drive in Atlanta, you have to be prepared to stop, prepared for a sofa to fall off somebody's truck or a refrigerator.
dear.
So you have to dodge the traffic. You have people coming from all lanes. It is crazy. It takes you 3 hours to get 15 minutes down the road. I mean, it is craziness.
That's what a big city is. Nairobi's like that. Nairobi's grown so bad. I will never go back. No way.
Yeah, Joy T, my husband and I used to like to go up towards Helen, Georgia, where they have a German-centered town. The whole town is, and they have a whole bunch of waterfalls. But we will go out of our way to bypass Atlanta to go up to Helen. We'll drive an extra hour so we don't have to drive towards Atlanta.
Tasha, yes, I'm born and bred Iowa. I lived in that southern town.
I believe that's I've seen some movies.
No, but not all Italy is that bad. My town is pretty cool. Driving here is okay. They don't know how to use roundabouts. That's one thing. They don't know how to use roundabouts. These people
here don't know how to do roundabouts too, but in my town, they keep putting them up. I'm like, why do you put them up when you know people?
It's better for traffic. Instead of putting a traffic light, it makes traffic flow better. I grew up.
Not if you got to know how to get on it. There are people that will hold up traffic because they're too afraid to get on the road.
The traffic on the roundabout has the right of way. So you have to realize that you have to stop to get onto the roundabout before
Right.
getting onto it.
So I think in the United States there are cities that are putting up, like you said, Deb, more roundabouts, but they need to have
Bye, Sasha.
a YouTube video link that explains the roundabout etiquette. You know, you don't just sit there 15 minutes hoping that you can get out there, because if you're sitting behind a 70-year-old woman who ain't never been on a
You ain't never gonna get on it.
Well, you see, Nairobi has in the city. Well, it used to have these huge roundabouts, 4-lane roundabouts. It's not little, and each roundabout you have 4 lanes entering it and 2 lanes going out on the other side, and we had traffic lights on the roundabouts and it was synchronized, so in a way that you could go smoothly. And if you learned how to drive there, I'm telling you can drive anywhere.
The one thing
And that's where I learned how to drive.
The one thing I will say that is a positive about roundabouts is if the traffic light goes out, if you have a storm in your area and the traffic light goes out,
It's chaos.
well, it still functions. If you have a roundabout, it functions well. It's not like the 4-lane stop where nobody knows whose turn it is to go
Exactly.
at the traffic light, and everybody's just waiting when they can turn.
Joey, I don't know what a jug handle is.
I was going to say that. So
who said it?
Joy said it. She says, in Jersey, we have jug handles. So much better than roundabout.
What the? I
don't like the roundabouts. I avoid them at all costs.
Here at the traffic lights, they have on the traffic light, they have a button for the pedestrians that when a pedestrian wants to cross, they push that button and it goes red for the cars and they can pass. That way, a pedestrian, if it's raining, a pedestrian doesn't have to wait for hours because people don't let them pass.
Oh,
so
I always wondered if those work or if it was just something to occupy your time while you're waiting for the light to turn.
No, it works. Here it works.
Because they have a lot of those here, and I don't know if it makes the traffic stop faster.
In my little town, the very first roundabout was put north of me here, north and east, and I was like, why did they put that there? It's in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing around it, nothing. And I'm like, what in the world? Well, now they have built up out there. So there is buildings.
They were planning it. Planning it. A good thing about a roundabout is you don't have to, you can do the U-turn. You go around the roundabout and go back where you came from. That's a good thing about a roundabout.
Joy T, they have a lot of those in Alabama. And where it's all U-turns. It's just you go down a piece, you have to turn around and to get to where you go. So you're always turning with the traffic, move over, so that way you can get to what you want on the other side. But there's no crossing.
I know what that is, Joy. I just didn't know it had a name. My husband is from Michigan. So when we go up to Michigan, I was waiting for him to turn left. And he went straight. And I said, you missed the turn back there. He started laughing at me and he says, no, I didn't. Watch. So he gets in a turn lane and he does the thing turning and goes back this way and then makes a right turn.
Mm-hmm.
They make right turns instead of left turns. So you have to go across the intersection and then turn and go back up to the light and turn right. I said, well, that's the silliest thing I've ever heard.
I didn't get that.
That's
No,
interesting. It's
I
amazing.
I only see it in Michigan. I haven't seen that anywhere else.
31 people watching and only 18 thumbs up. That's a bit low. Thumbs
Oh,
up,
that's
people.
thank you. Um, there
It was
is
Joe said it first.
one place probably an hour and a half from me where they have a UGA campus. And now that place is a little scary because they just added roads on and there's no rhyme or reason for the way the roads curve or anything else. But the scariest one is you have to go up underneath the train tracks or the bypass, and then you have to turn over a train track, and then you have to turn over another train track, but you're never really sure because it is not clearly marked. I mean, you see the
No
markings
directions.
when you get there. And
Yeah.
so if you miss it, then you have to go and find a place to U-turn and then go on the train tracks. And then there's one place that you do a roundabout around the train tracks and things like that. If I'm not familiar with the town, that can get a little scary because I might get run over by the train or something.
Here we have only one train track that goes over the road. All the others, they've dug under them, and we go under them. They've made bridges, that the train track on bridges, and they've dug under them so that we don't have to have that problem. And it's because Faenza, my town, has 5 different directions with the trains. We're a central node of trains, and it goes to Ravenna, it goes to Bologna, it goes to Rimini, it goes to Firenze. And yeah, and it also goes to another area, which it's not coming to me now. Anyway, so we were bombed really badly here in the Second World War because of that central node of the train tracks.
Huh.
Yeah, they found a bomb after the flood last year. They found a bomb in the river, and it was still live. They had to detonate it, and yeah, scary stuff.
I don't know. We just have trains that deliver cargo from one place of the state to the other or wherever. We have trains all over the place.
And
But
then
that
my husband won't let me drive in Michigan because I thought that was all so strange. He says, you would be the one that's trying to turn left and get into an accident. And I'm like, because that's the right way to do it.
Yeah, you're supposed to use your indicators. You're supposed to use the lights.
Yeah.
So I use them all the time. People here, they don't know what it is. We call them, in Italian, we call them frecce, which means also arrows, because it's pointing, So then there's a joke about it. And we keep saying to people, they're not American Indians. That's why they don't use them. Because the American Indians used to use the arrows, right?
When we went to Kentucky back in, 2005, I think it was, to my stepdaughter's wedding, we get out of Indiana and into Kentucky, and he's just looking at me, and I'm trying to help him. I'm looking at the map, and he says, I didn't see no sign. Did you see a sign? And I'm like, I didn't see a sign. He says, write this down. We need to contact the governor and tell him that Kentucky needs better signage.
Oh, but Kentucky is so pretty. Kentucky is one of the prettiest states.
It is. And I would start just by looking out the window, and he'd yell at me, look at that map. I don't know where I'm at because there's no signage.
No. Signage, not road signs.
Well, that's how it is in a lot of backwoods in a lot of southern countries. I don't know about northern states, but in a lot of southern cities, You just have to pretty much know where you're going. And if not, you'll end up in somebody's cornfield. Because what looks like a road is not a road. It's just a farm road, and you'll
Yeah.
end up in the middle of somebody's cornfield.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Here you don't get that. We are all cramped one on top of each other practically, because the towns, my town is 15 kilometers from the next town on both sides, and north and south we're like 12 kilometers difference. And yeah, we're all very cramped, even though we are in farm area, because here we have a lot of orchards of all different types of fruits,
I can't.
pears, apples, and every type of fruit that you want, even kiwis.
I could not live like that. When I was growing up in Hawaii, it's not like that anymore. It's really big. Are you close to the Tennessee? I'm not close to the Tennessee line. I'm actually closer to Alabama and Florida. It takes me 4.5 hours, 5 hours to get up to Tennessee from where I live, because Georgia's really big. But it's about 4.5 hours to get to Tennessee. But yeah, I can't live like that. When I was in Hawaii, I lived in the middle of sugar cane fields. You know, the sugar plantations. That's where it was just sugar. It's not there anymore. They built houses. They tore all that down or dug it up and built houses and commercialized it. But the part of the island I grew up was very rustic. And, you know, there were beaches all around. It was really, really simple. And so I cannot live in a big city.
I was born in the middle of a tea plantation, right in the middle of it. And then I grew up in Nairobi, which is a big city, but it's big, but it's not cramped. Well, it wasn't then. It very spacious. You know, to get from one side to the other is 50 kilometers. So that's how big Nairobi is. And yeah, it was a beautiful city at the time. It's a bit different now. Very different.
Who lives in San Diego? Does somebody lives in San Diego?
Melanie was saying that her dad would not allow her to drive in San Diego.
them roads in San Diego, or San Francisco.
I'll say San Francisco was bad.
I wouldn't drive in San Francisco.
I didn't drive in San Francisco. I was either in the passenger seat or the back seat.
Especially in a stick. I would not drive in San Francisco in a stick.
Oh, daughter, not dad, daughter.
Oh.
Her daughter would not allow her to drive in San Diego.
Oh, you learned to drive in San Diego? The first time I learned, because there's mountains in Hawaii, you know, huge mountains in Hawaii. And when I was young and I had to take my driving test, the first thing he did, and I was in a stick shift, the first thing he did was took me up this very steep hill that had a stop sign on it.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, if you can make it over this stop sign, over this hill, you'll pass.
Without going. Yeah.
I couldn't make it over because I was so scared. And I couldn't remember to clutch and stop and everything else. And he wanted a full stop. He wanted me to put the handbrake up and everything else, put the handbrake down. I couldn't do it. So the next time I did it in an automatic. I borrowed a friend's automatic car.
Wow. No, I prefer a shift stick. I will not drive an automatic car if I can help. I just enjoy changing gears. That's part of driving.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's the fun of driving.
Yeah.
It's no fun with an automatic car.
Okay, Annette, what part of Michigan are you by? What part of the mitten are you in?
My husband has family in Michigan.
My husband's from Muskegon. And then, of course, Donnell, she's over by Detroit. She's just north of Detroit. And then I have friends that are at the bottom right-hand side of the mitten. It's the magic capital of the world.
Which is?
Colon, Michigan.
I've never been to Michigan. That's one of the few states I've not been to. I've been to many.
Bottom middle. Where else would you find a colon? Oh, that's good.
You find them in sentences as well.
That was too cute. Too cute.
Well, I'm from the bottom middle of Iowa. And then, thank God, my dad moved us up here to the Quad Cities.
Hello, Jean.
There's a lot of inbreeding
Hi, Jean.
going on down there.
Yeah. Now, I like driving a stick. However, it is much easier to have an automatic. And if I was driving just open country roads, I would have a stick. I do not like having a stick in when I have to go to the cities because people are just really aggressive. There's a lot of aggressive drivers out there.
I know Kalamazoo, Sheila. My husband's got family there. He's got cousins that live in Kalamazoo. His dad's twin brother lived there.
The very first
And the hatchback stick shift.
The very first car I drove was a Fiat 600, which had the clutch that was not working so well. And I was 13. In my mother's driveway, we would go up. She would make us go forward and backwards continuously until we got the hang of the gear stick.
I learned how to drive in a 1965 Mustang.
Yeah, that was a very old. If we still had it now, it would be very valuable because it's one of the very first Fiats that they made after the war.
My sister went and bought herself a new car. It was new to her, but it was a used car.
Mm-hmm.
She went and bought it, and she had to go back home and get Dad, take him over there because it was a stick shift and she didn't know how to drive it. So she couldn't even drive it home.
Oh.
So Dad had to drive it home for her, and then he had to take her out and teach her. And he was just a total wreck with her.
Here you can't learn with this an automatic. You have to learn with this stick shift.
Everybody here can learn will get their license. Almost everybody here will get their license with an automatic. There's not too many sticks on the road.
Mm.
Yeah, there's not too many in that with the gear shift on the steering wheel anymore.
Oh, that my dad had the Peugeot and the 404. It was a station wagon. Yeah, that I don't know how to use those. No.
Now,
it would take me a while.
I have paddles on my SUV that has 10 gears. If I ever had to take it off auto and do it on my SUV, if I'm towing something or whatever, I do have paddles on my thing. But I also have a cheater on my dashboard or on my by my car seat. I have a cheater that I can just move it to the right gear. Hi, Katie. I hope you're feeling better, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
She wasn't feeling very well yesterday. Both she and Donnell were sick.
Yeah, I
Donnell
was
was.
sick as well. So now I'm okay now. Tonight I'm going out to the movies to see Wicked in English with my daughter.
You just
Because
enjoy that.
we don't want to watch it in Italian, dubbed. So
I'm interested in it.
not that they don't dub very well. The Italian dubbers are the best in the world. But I prefer to watch a film in its original language. Unless it's German. I don't understand German.
Yeah, I don't go to the theaters. I wait till they are released on TV and I just stay home.
Mona says, good morning. The loser.
Morning,
Loser!
Loser!
Joy T, I have a Ford.
Bye, Rob.
Bye, Rob.
Bye, Rob.
I have a Ford Explorer.
Yeah, I hope it's good, Katie. Oh, Charles Amore.
Oh, Mikey.
Finally. Good morning. Buongiorno.
Just in time to say hi to Mona. He called her a loser.
Good morning, my brother Mike. Yes, Mona's the loser. Which means I lose too, because she had promised me half of it.
Yeah. Lisa, what are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm sitting here trimming fabric. I'm cutting down some scrap while I'm talking to you. I'm keeping myself busy.
Yeah, I stopped. This is my torrone.
I'm just playing with fabric right now.
You want some much? I'm sure he knows about it.
Joydy says it was rigged, Mona. And Mona says, in your dreams.
See, Mona,
I'll send you some, Mike.
You should have said, yes, I did promise you 50%, because you lost it and you wouldn't have had to owe me anything. Wait till I win the millions.
Yes, that's the real torrone. But tonight I'm going to get the fresh one, the one made less than a month ago. Because today is our festival of torrone.
So what are y'all going to be busy for Christmas? What are y'all's plans for Christmas?
Nothing. I'm not even decorating.
I'm putting up my 2-foot tree.
We'll have twin trees then, because I think mine is 2 foot too. Or
it might be a little 2 foot. And I bought little bitty balls to go on it. Stick the hook through and put the balls on.
I could put my balls on.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if I could find one of those vintage ceramic Christmas trees from back in the day, I'd be plugging that baby in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed the balls. You missed the balls and the colon.
Yeah.
The little balls that I make for noses for the gnomes.
Katie, this is Giovanna. She's from Italy. She is a guest of Debbie from In Quilt Effect a lot. You will see her on her channel a lot. And Giovanna
Katie knows me. She knows me. We chat a lot.
Well, she asked who my guest was.
Maybe she's never seen me in person, yeah.
Yeah, and she knows Deb. So that left you.
That left me out. Guilty as the pain in the balls.
So is you and Roscoe doing? I have not seen one. And do you know, Joy T, that they actually started selling them again? But I want one of the old vintage ones. If I could find one of the old vintage ones, I
My
would
mom
purchase
had
it.
one. My mom made hers. She was into ceramics back then.
Here, my town is famous for its ceramic. And we have a university of ceramics here.
Morning, Joyce.
Katie says she's never
Morning,
seen
Joy.
on a video.
Pardon?
Katie says that she's never seen Giovanna on a video.
Well, that means she hasn't been on Debbie's lives or on Sundays, because I'm usually here on Sunday.
Although Giovanna, it does get a little chaotic on Debbie's Tuesday lives. So sometimes it's, and if you're just watching your telephone on your phone, if you're watching on your phone, it's really hard
to see.
Yeah, to distinguish who is who. And I don't think she puts up your titles.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so Katie, this is Giovanna. Giovanna, Katie.
To meet you. I should carry on.
I was going to say, we still haven't decided what we're doing for Christmas. I'm putting up the little tree for the grandkids because, they're going to come and get their gifts. I just don't know when. I think my daughter is actually working Christmas and Christmas Eve. So I don't even know what that's going to look like. I'll be in here sewing. Taking advantage.
Yes, Mike. You call me Banana Joe because on one of Ian's lives, he didn't know how to say my name. So I just told him, call me Joe, or if you want Banana Joe, because that was my nickname when I was a kid. So it's stuck. And I don't mind it. I like it.
Same with Giggles. I was called Giggles back in school. So that's no big deal.
Yeah. It's not offensive.
Mona's sister-in-law won $100. That's good.
Yeah. And that wants to know what church has 10,000 to give away. Dinner was $100, 400 participants.
Wow, that's a lot.
A lot of people.
That's 40,000, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Then after taxes, what do you get? Like 60%, 70%? So you'd get about $7,000 after taxes?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, if you win something here, I'll tell you what, if you ever win a scratch off that is more than $999 or something like that, and you do mail it in, and they give your check or deposit your check or whatever, they don't tax you, and so you have to claim it on your taxes at the end of the year, and that's a big chunk of money to be given because it's considered gambling winnings.
Here, if you win a lottery ticket and you win a big prize, they don't tax you straight away. They tax you at the end of the year if you still have the money.
Yeah, you got to remember, if they're not taxing you, to put it aside, especially if you're winning money on a scratch off or something like that, because they will charge you gambling taxes, not straight income tax.
Now, here they don't charge gambling taxes. Gambling taxes are only in the casinos, which we have one in San Remo.
Uh-huh.
And
A scratch off is gambling here. So they charge you the gambling tax. That's how they make money, revenue. So
Oh, scratch offs are monopolized by the government.
it's government, so it's considered a gambling tax. It's
Yeah.
gambling, and when you claim it on your taxes, it has to be a gambling revenue, and so you pay a higher percentage. Ask me how I know.
Oh, I don't know. I've never won anything. I don't even do lotteries tickets or anything.
Well,
And I keep saying,
we won $1,000 twice in a row, and
oh wow,
when it came to tax time, it really affected how much money we had to pay in taxes. And I always pay taxes. I never get money back, but it really
yeah,
affected how much we had to pay. And we never
that's,
get any.
that's
We
terrible.
never get any money back because my husband and I have no children. You know, you're penalized for being married without dependents here. Same as bingo.
Mm.
Well, the lottery here, if you win anything and you go to collect it, they take the tax right there. They don't trust you to pay it later.
Oh, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't take my tax, and I was surprised.
Here, I don't know how if it's still like this, but there's some people that win big lotteries and they go to the bank, and together with the bank, they get the prize under unknown, and it's a way of evading paying taxes. They
So
do that.
So y'all that live in Georgia, do we have casinos in Georgia?
Mike says, get a win-loss statement from the casino, Lisa. It would have cleared it.
I don't know if we have casinos in Georgia. I don't go to casinos, so I don't know if we have casinos. I know they have casinos in Alabama that you can go to.
We've got 3 of them right here.
You could have gone to Las Vegas.
Hi, Lori. See,
Hi, Lori.
We don't have casinos in Georgia. For the longest time, you couldn't even buy liquor on a Sunday in Georgia.
I got 3. I got one just north of me, and I got one south of me at the bottom of Bettendorf, and then we got one right across the river in Illinois. So we got 3 of them right here. And then if I travel up to Clinton, which is maybe a half hour north of us, there's another one. The Wild Roses there.
Yeah,
Katie, not here in Italy. Here in Italy, you can't smoke in any area. There's no such thing as a smoking area. Even outside, when you're outside the malls, they have a designated area outside for smokers. They can't be near the doorway to protect people who don't smoke from the smokers.
You can't tell now if you live in the South. You can't tell them not to. You can't smoke in state and federal buildings and like hospitals and restaurants. But you know,
no, here you can't smoke anywhere.
They used to grow tobacco in the South, so they still smoke around here.
I used to work in a casino, Joyce. I worked for 3 years in a casino in Kenya. Well, I changed 3 different casinos.
Joyce says we have casinos, but no lottery. I'd rather have a lottery. I'm not a
gambler.
Now we get to smell pot in New York. That's right, Lori. There's a lot of places where, yeah, and I don't like that smell. I don't like that smell. There's only one casino that allows smoking. I just remember
Joy T, listen to me. Listen to me very closely, very clearly. Do not go and gamble. It is the worst drug ever. I've seen people get ruined by it.
I've seen people get ruined by quilting. It's kind of expensive. All we do, and it's kind of like no return. It's like you can't cash the fabric in to go buy food. It just sits in your closet.
I used to work for the state, and we'd have to get together quite a bit in meetings up in Des Moines. And there's a huge casino there. And we'd get out of the meeting, we'd go get something to eat. We all head over to the casino. Me, I sat there and watched the other ones do it. I didn't gamble.
Joyce, I don't know if they're up and up. I have no idea of the casinos here in Italy because once I came to Italy, I did go to a casino because my cousin lives right near them. And one of my cousin's daughter does work in the casino. She's a croupier. So, but I don't go. It's too far away. It's 500 kilometers from where I am.
I'm going to say that if you have a fabric addiction or any type, you're a creator and you like to craft or whatever, yarn, if you have to buy fabric just to buy fabric, then you would become addicted to gambling because you have an addictive personality to begin with. I mean, how many of us buy fabric and actually need it right now or have plans for every piece of fabric that we purchase or every spool of thread? I mean,
I used to have plans for what I bought, and then it finally got to me, and then I'm like, I don't remember what I bought it for. So it just goes into the drawer.
You're addicted to fabric. You know it's bad when you have to make a list or you have to go and check orders to find out if you have fabric in.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's pretty.
I bought this on Tuesday. And this one.
That's pretty too.
And this is a tone on tone. I think it's Moscato. I don't know how you call it. It's a white. Yeah. It's got like a zebra print on it. These are all €1 each. Each is a meter. I got them for €1 each.
No, we buy just to buy. I really had to go into my order into one website, and check what I had still coming because I could not remember what I purchased.
Lisa goes
and this
crazy.
one as well.
I do.
This is about 3 meters.
Did y'all get to see my fabric that I just got? I showed it
And I got that also for €1. So, Mike, if you want some, come to Italy to get them. And then I got these.
Blue with the hearts.
Mike said he loves a casino.
Mm.
Joy T said, me, Mike, you got takers. I didn't say anything about soya. I did not say anything about soya.
And this one,
you guys better stock up on fabric.
There you go. It's falling leaves.
Giovanna, you don't need to give us any other reason to shop now. We have enough issues.
Yeah, with the tariffs that are coming around your way, you guys better stock up now.
Well, we're okay. I love that one.
That's beautiful. That one is beautiful.
That one is great.
It's gray or green?
No, it's green. I said it's great.
Mm.
It's green.
It looks black,
green, but it looks black. And if you turn it a certain way, it could be a navy color.
Oh, okay.
Really cool.
Yeah, that's lovely.
This is a 108, and I got 3 yards of that.
Mike, I actually canceled. It's only active to the end of the month. I did cancel my subscription. So I only get to see them get the benefits, members only thing for a couple weeks. But you convinced me to not join, and I unsubscribed, which means now I can spend more money on fabric. So, yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
I told you I
Yes.
do a lot of I do a lot of impulse buying, and I guess the membership was an impulse buy. At least I could take that one back.
Katie, I have a fabric store where I live. It's open only in the mornings, and it's very expensive. So I go to the market where there's this guy that gets it directly from the factory, and it's a lot cheaper. But you can only buy by the meter. Half a meter he will never sell, and he has these offcuts like this one. He sells them €1 a meter. This one he most probably was tearing it, and by mistake he ripped it. So he put it in the €1 bin, and yeah. But if I go to Bologna, which is 50 kilometers from here, there are a ton of fabric stores that they have beautiful fabric, lace, and all different stuff for clothing. We don't have quilt shops. That no.
Wait, Mona, I'm yelling at my computer. Lisa, no. You probably were,
Yeah.
and Mike, you will be happy to know that I have not made it to one of their December lives yet. I was
It's always so funny because Lisa says, I'm not buying any fabric this month. I'm not buying any fabric this month. And then the very next time you talk to her, she has bought from 3 different places.
Exactly, Katie.
but I'm not buying any fabric this month. I really am not, and I only have a couple weeks left to go, so I'm going to be strong.
Melanie says, Mike, you're ratting Lisa out. He says he hates seeing Lisa waste money.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
that's true.
Is it
But
really?
she's not wasting
Well,
it.
the
She's
person's
just,
always.
taking it for the perfect project.
No, I think he was talking about the subscription because I did get
Yeah.
caught up with the subscription
Oh,
frenzy.
yeah. That's where you
And,
were
How
getting
much
some,
is it there?
wasn't it?
and I regretted it right after I did it. I regretted buying the subscription. It's like all I really want is the fabric. I'm not there. I'm not gonna,
He says yes, the sub.
How much is the
yeah.
subscription to that place?
Look at
The,
Mona.
the
I'm not
membership,
buying any fabric till April 1st.
their membership was $15.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a lot.
yeah. I canceled though, and
Yeah.
I bought some 108s that day. That was $40. For 3 yards of 108. And it was a $15 saving. So I got my money back because I got, whatever. Yeah, I canceled that. And Joe, no, I'm not buying any more fabric. I am going to process the fabric I have, and I have goals. I have goals for 2025. That's not to say
Uh-huh.
January. Now, I may give in. They have so yeah, it does have their New Year's Eve 12-hour sale. So, Mike, will you be there? Who else? They have their, you don't buy Lisa's Active Contrition. I got nothing for 15 bucks. I just got to hear Income smile. But I did get the 108s for $40, 3 yards for
What is
$40.
a 108? Can you please explain?
A wide back.
Wide backing.
How big is it?
It's
100
108 by 108.
inches.
Oh, it's 108 inches.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that so you don't have to piece your backing. And I bought a lot of 108s. So I don't have
Yeah,
to
because
piece.
I hear it a lot.
I have a lot of 108s now.
Let me do the conversion into centimeters.
All right.
No, where is it?
So yeah, brothers could sell you the Brooklyn Bridge and leave you thinking that you got a great deal. They are part-time. They are.
P.T. Barnum.
Mike goes for the eye candy. You know, so I'm gonna say that the way you all go, and I don't go to the movies. I don't go to the movies, and I really don't like to people out.
275.
I don't have a fabric shop. You know, my Joann's closed. I don't have a local quilt shop near me. My Hobby Lobby carries hardly any fabric. So so yeah, it's kind of like Bayonet. So yeah, it's kind of
Bayonet.
like my sewing excursion, my monthly, weekly,
Have a
daily
nice Sunday.
that I go and purchase fabric and I get to ooh and all at fabric, but I never shop on Tuesdays. I only shop on D-stash nights and some of the odd ones.
My husband doesn't say anything about what I buy because everything I do buy, I buy it on sale. And that's the only thing that I do. I mean, I don't hardly leave the house. I go to doctor's appointments and stuff, but that's about it. And we don't go to the movies. We don't do anything else. So
And the thing is, you don't want to do anything else, right, Deb?
Mona,
do it.
Mona,
No.
to start making fabric in the US again, you need the cotton. You need the machinery. And where will you get the machinery from? So it's going to cost a lot.
We still have mills here. We have a mill right up the road that used to produce fabric and used to produce thread. And when they went to NAFTA, when they signed the NAFTA agreement, all that thread went overseas. We used to have a Coates and Clark place that's not 10 minutes from me, and all the machinery is still in there. They just closed the plants down and they sent them all overseas. And we create cotton here, and we still have cotton gins here.
Yeah, the thing is the man labor is more expensive, so it will cost more anyway.
Yeah, but more people will have jobs, so at least you could afford it.
I don't know. It's anyway.
I mean, the jobs here, we used to have, we have a whole industrial site that used to be manufacturing, and a lot, and they're just empty buildings now. But when they signed the NAFTA agreement, all those jobs, the rubber plant went overseas, the chicken plant closed down, all these processing places and all the manufacturing, they all went overseas. And the city that I lived in, within 5 years, deteriorated. All the children left. There was nothing to come home for. I mean, the homes were all rented out. The beautiful plantation homes were all ruined. It was it's a sad thing to see a town die because
it is.
So I'm hopeful that at least one of the or two of the plants, manufacturing plants, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be
Still,
fabric.
the machinery, if it's been years that it hasn't been used, it will be obsolete. definitely.
But the sites are good. I would like
Yeah,
to
the
see
site
some.
made good.
I would like to see some industry come back, and that's just me. I would like,
It will take a lot of time.
and people
A lot.
and people start doing something with the roads. Like I said, it's heartbreaking when you see your town die before your eyes. It's just really heartbreaking.
Joyty, I don't know about that.
But
She says maybe Trump will open them again.
I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with Trump. In my personal opinion, it has everything to do with greedy corporate people.
Exactly. It's the rich that are getting richer and they're making the poor get poorer. That's all we can say. So put a
Because it was like Hawaii. Hawaii used to be a big producer of sugar. There was nothing
yeah,
but sugarcane and pineapple fields and big sugar
as I
mill.
say, as I always say, we human beings are viruses to this world. We know only how to ruin everything. That's all we know how to do.
Well,
Like a
some of us,
virus in our body. So
some of us.
um, yeah, but it's enough of us that makes things go bad.
Well, that's
So
because some of us never say anything.
yeah.
It's kind of like
So
if you're in it's kind of like if you're in an abusive situation. If you allow yourself to be abused, then your circumstances will not be that great, right? You have to kind of make a decision that you're going to make changes that may hurt you short term, but will benefit you long term. Can't live,
that is true.
so. But that's my personal opinion is that those manufacturing places, and I don't blame the Republicans, Democrats, or liberals when the corporations were able to see, such as Ford and Chevy and everything else, when they were able to see that they could produce the same amount of goods for cheaper labor, and it would with and they could line their pockets a little bit more. They took that opportunity and went overseas. They didn't have to
Even
close
here
it.
in Europe,
Yeah, those plants didn't have to close down. They could have stayed open, and they made a corporate choice, and they left the people behind.
that happened with Fiat. It happened with a lot of companies here as well. My town is where the I don't know how you call them. You know those locks, the CSIA, Chisa.
Oh, Mona. Okay, back to sewing. I'm not a virus.
Those that company comes from this town, and it was sent overseas for cheaper labor. That's it. We still have the the headquarters, but the working the labor part is all overseas.
Hey, Katie, if you're still in the chat, aren't you doing? Are you doing a Christmas Eve 12-hour sew, or was that a New Year's 12-hour sew? I remember you talking about your 12-hour sew on the live you did the other day, and it was for the
I thought it was New Year's Eve.
is it New Year's Eve? Yeah, she's gonna be live, and I guess it's a come type of thing. I don't remember.
New Year's Eve.
Okay, because that would give me a place to kind of drop in every throughout the day, not consistently.
Mike
Yeah,
says
I'll be
12
there.
hours. That's brave.
Katie, it's your time, right? New Year's. What time will it be?
Um,
Oh, she's giving away prizes as well.
Oh, that's going to be
Ooh.
kind of expensive for you. That shipping. But
So,
yeah, I was.
Katie, you are
on-
she's 2 hours behind me, right, Katie? Behind the Central Europe time?
I don't know, but
Yeah, I think John is doing Christmas Day.
who is?
John from Guy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Kate.
So yes, Katie will be on
4
live.
Eastern time to 4 a.m. Eastern time.
So if you're not doing anything New Year's Eve and you're looking for a place to go or just a place to hang out, Katie will be live. I thought about it, but yeah. I mean, I thought about doing a live, and yeah, I'd rather sew that day, so I'll participate in somebody else's live.
Lisa,
Yeah.
Katie says it doesn't matter about the shipping. It's her way of paying it forward.
Good for you. I love it, Katie. I love it. Yeah, there will be a lot of people. I'm gonna quote quilts. No,
Yeah, I still
Mike.
have to.
No, Mike, and you can send pics of what you're doing. There's a lot of Facebook groups. I don't have one. I don't join one, but I will have someone forward me some of the pics of you toasting in the new year and everything else.
Yeah. I don't drink, so I don't toast. I'll toast with a cup of tea.
I was what Melanie. Yeah, Melanie, you were in the chat when she was talking about it.
Yep. I was in the chat too when she was talking about it.
Because she was talking about subscribers and how to keep some trolls out and troll swatting.
Oh, Mike will be drinking. You better be careful, Mike.
Oh, it's not, Katie? That's interesting. Hey, is Donna coming on today? I'm just looking at the time.
Danelle's not coming on. Danelle's not well, so she's not coming on.
No, Donna.
I don't know about Donna.
Because, Donna was sick too, so I don't know if Donna is coming on today.
Oh, that's nice, Joyce. They're kicking the year off with a marriage, with a new life.
Oh,
Total new life.
That is sweet. Hey, Mona, are you still with us? Are you going to still be sewn in Discord today? For anyone that is with Mona's Discord, she had talked about sewing in Discord today, but we don't know how she feels after the loss, after her monetary loss yesterday.
Deb, did you get my card, by the way?
I haven't got it yet.
Okay, wow, it's already a month. I posted it a month ago.
Oh, no, I haven't gotten anything.
Wow.
Oh, your anniversary is on January 2nd. Congratulations, Katie, on another year. Mona said that I'm not going to go on Discord right away, but I always try to wrap it up before Donna comes on. But I didn't get a notification for Donna, so that's why I didn't.
Usually Donnell is on before Donna, but today she's not here.
And Katie, your channel is doing very well in growth. I would be scared if I even hit 1,000, and that's what I tell Mona all the time.
Mike?
I don't want that kind of pressure.
Oh, Jean says that she heard that people that stand in New York ball drop for hours and hours wear diapers.
Yes, I heard that too. Can you imagine?
Oh,
disgusting.
Yeah,
Mike, you don't have a potty mouth.
Who has a potty mouth?
Mike, he says, I keep my potty mouth out off camera. For off camera. I don't
Katie,
think he has a potty
I'm
mouth.
scared, Lisa. What are you scared of? No, there's so much pressure when you hit certain milestones, and I don't have that kind of time to give and make that kind of content for everybody, which is why I don't do memberships either. I talk to Mona about this all the time. I just don't do memberships or anything else because I can't give back that way. And it took me an hour to make a 10-minute video this morning.
Then you haven't heard me talking in Italian, Mike.
Times
Yeah.
Squares. All I can imagine is standing with all of them. Yeah, Mona, there's only pressure if you put it on myself. You know, I guilt myself into so many things. I just feel guilty. But can you imagine standing in Times Square and everybody smelling like a
Oh,
baby's diaper? Not to mention, some have been drinking, some have been eating them Doritos and Fritos.
yeah, a lot of garlic and onion, and
that's just too much for your senses.
but it's not only the diapers; it's what comes out from the
Yeah.
air.
Yeah, Mike, that's what Jean was saying, and it's just it would just assault my senses. And you know, being 5 feet, my
Yeah,
what I'm smelling isn't what you'd all be smelling.
yeah, we're short. I'm a shorty too.
I don't know, Katie. I talk about it with Mona all the time, and I just haven't decided. I just haven't decided. It's not. I just
Lisa,
like
if you put it,
I just like doing this. So to be really truthful, I like this. I like hanging out with y'all. I like you commenting. I like to do the random video or the random tutorial. And that's what brings me joy because I do not have a quilt guild. I do not have quilt friends. So this is therapy for me. This is therapy. And if you get off camera with me, then you get to know how really weird I am. Don't you, Deb?
yeah,
Camera. I'm
just
really
about what we were talking about this morning before we came on. Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'm kind of crazy off camera and
We
drinking.
all are. I think we all are.
Yeah. So this is kind of therapy. It's not a business. It's not a business model. I have plans for later down the line, but not right now. You wish you had a quilt guild to be a part of. Yeah, I do too. But I love y'all, and I'm really happy that I've met so many wonderful people, and they're such giving people. Y'all are such giving people, as far as in not even physically giving or monetarily giving, just giving of your time and just, supporting by watching videos and stuff. That means the most to me.
Mike says this is our quilt guild.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I
It
don't
makes us feel good.
I don't go sub hub hunting. It's like you want, although there is one person who keeps commenting on some of my videos, and I'm about ready to block that person. But yeah, I don't go sub hunting. If I just like
Yesterday,
hanging out with y'all.
Mona says if you start stressing about numbers, begging for subs, and stress yourself out, it won't be
that's terrible. That's really terrible. When they always ask for subs, I just fast forward through it.
Yeah, I'm not. I just like I said, I like not bad, Katie. It's the comments that they leave on my video, and I think I have a stalker because they leave the same comment every time. They'll leave the same comment, and I keep saying I'm going to research it because I don't know what's going on with that dude. I mean, I'm not sure. It's nothing
Well,
bad.
that's just like I got Gizmo.
Yeah, it's nothing bad.
Gizmo and Izzo.
Lee says, a favor to you, if you get to 1,000, I will unsubscribe.
Who said that?
Gene, you're so funny.
Nah.
No, don't unsubscribe. Stay subscribed because I
We're all
appreciate.
friends.
Yeah, I appreciate you subscribing. And I do appreciate when you watch my videos, when you watch the tutorials. Really, I do, because that's one of the things I enjoy doing. But I'm never going to push you to subscribe just to get
We love
content.
watching your videos.
Yeah, I'm not either. And I did look at my numbers last night, and I lost 2 subs, but
Oh,
well.
maybe YouTube could have unsubscribed them by chance. They do that.
Oh, yeah, YouTube unsubscribes me to channels all the time because I haven't seen them a while. And I haven't seen them in a while because they have not sent the notification. Rob is a good case. I watch Rob, almost everything Rob puts out. I try to do Rob and several of you all here. But Rob, whenever he puts out content, I want to see his content and support his channel. And sometimes it's 3 or 4 days afterwards before I get a notification that he dropped something.
I go in my member where I'm subscribed to, and at the very top there's a bar where you see all your subscriptions, and I click on the bar on the side, and I look at all my subscriptions and check if they put out a video. And if I want to watch it, I'll watch it. If I don't, if I'm not interested too much in what they had put up, I just don't. But I go and watch.
I agree with you, Mona. I take your advice for that really seriously. Yep. So I'll do it when I'm ready to do it, not because I'm pressured to do it, but I'm just ready to take that next step. And I'm just not ready.
Shorts are also a good way to get more subscriptions.
People that's like me and my lives. I've done 2 lives now, but
I pushed
I actually got on without Mona's help last night, and I deleted the other one. So I gave myself pat on the back.
Yeah, you do. So now I have to start getting something done.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Easy.
I love Sunday mornings because the people who show up are the people that want to be here. Not saying that the people who watch the replays do not want to be here. It's just they sleep a lot later. But I enjoy the content. I just enjoy the talking. I'm really enjoying Saturday nights that we're doing, that we're alternating. And again, Katie, I'm sorry that we do it, but we don't go the whole length of your Saturday night. It's just with my work schedule, that's what worked out for the 3 of us. But we go over to yours afterwards, and then Mike's Williams a little later.
Look at Mike. I just know where to find you all. I'm a stalker.
I wanted to just reply to Katie. She says she blocks the trolls. I wouldn't. I know a guy that when he gets bad comments from people, he pins them to the top so that everybody can see them. No, he does. He literally pins the bad comments to the top, and it's his subscribers that troll that guy. So I think that's the best option to do.
I just ignore them. Except the ones like there are some trolls that you really need to block them and not have them there because they're they say some things that are just
disgusting.
That are not good. Yeah, that are not good. But for other ones that want to be there, hey, they're giving you watch hours.
Exactly. Exactly.
And
And it
they're not.
gives somebody to comment on.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody's going to agree with you. That's life. Not everybody's going to
Exactly.
agree with your position or anything else. But if they are not saying bad words, putting bad content in the comment section, then take the watch hours that they give you and then thank them for it.
And the interaction of the comments.
Uh-huh.
That's very important as well. So that's why he does that.
Katie, Katie, that's a little bad. Like, who was it? Mike was asking Mona if he could see under. Was it Mike or was it So Terry that was asking Mona the other day, saying that he would really like to look under Mona's sewing machine?
Well, just now he says, "Hey, Lisa dear, can I see in your lasagna pan?"
But he was like, I really would like to look underneath your sewing machine.
Yeah, I saw that. That was good.
That was cute. But I think we are about to wrap it up because it
Yep.
is almost 9 o'clock. I still have not received a notification from Donna, so I
No, I
don't
haven't
know.
seen it either.
But y'all just watch each other, support each other. Go to, even if you cannot stay for their full live or watch their entire video, just go ahead and give them a thumbs up and
Okay, the notification has come on for Donna.
okay. Well, I will see y'all later. Y'all take a short break and then head over to Donna's. I'll see you in chat after my short break. We love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye. Love you all.
Bye. Bye.
Au revoir.
Bye.